everyone, Sandi here. Alright, so today we are going to do a haul video. I haven't really talked a lot about, well, I suppose in my wrap-up videos I have mentioned what I got when I traveled to England in the summer and everything, but I have recently received 2 parcels, plus a couple. There's also a couple of more extras, some pre-orders and stuff that's come in, and some second-hand purchases that I have never mentioned before. But what I'm trying to say is this is going to be quite a long video. There's quite a lot of decks to show you guys. But I want to emphasize that these decks have been bought over a long period of time. I have my friend Krista, who enables me with deck purchases from the US, where I've ordered some things and had them sent to her, and we can, kind of just collect them all in one parcel that she then ships over to me. So that I can save a bit on shipping and such. And then when those parcels come, it's a bit of an overwhelm because there's quite a lot in that box. The same thing goes with a box of some pre-orders and some other decks that my friend Jenny sent to me from A Year in a Day here on YouTube, and Krista's channel you probably already know, which is Crochet Witch Tarot. But either way, so these decks have been bought over a period of months, and some of them have been pre-orders that I bought, maybe a half a year to a year ago. And then others are second-hand finds that I've found on Facebook, etc., or in sales. In either case, there's a lot of decks here, but the purchases themselves have happened over a long period of time. That's all I wanted to say. So let's start with a pre-order that came in last week. I have filmed the first impressions video, but I haven't had the time to edit it yet. So I'm gonna. That's what the deck I'm talking about is the Spring Wait Tarot, which is, and I chose the Stars edition, and this is by Tarot Collectibles. They've made a few different Rider-Waite-Smith clones, and this is the latest one called the Spring Wait. I haven't got any of the other ones that they have. This was the only one that kind of got to me of all of them so far. The tuck box is a little bit tricky to open, but I have shuffled this because, like I said, I have made my first impressions video already. Or have I shuffled it? No, yes I have. But yes, the deck itself is very, very sparkly, and it's got these star sparkles on it, and it makes it really magical. The backs, I don't really feel go too well with the rest of the deck. I don't know what it is. It just feels different. I don't know. But I'm not too bothered. I am honestly not sure if I'll be using, and if I'll end up using this deck at all. I might actually I'll give it a chance, and if I don't seem to click with it, I think I might just put it in my trade basket or something. It's very pretty, and I love the little butterfly wings on the characters, and the rainbows and the colors and the sparkles. I think honestly the sparkles were the thing that seduced me the most. Some of the cards though are really lovely. I really love this Hanged Man. Oh yeah, there's 2 full cards. Hang on. I do know that because this one was the one that's just a protection card. That's right. But yeah, they're very, very glossy. I'm having a hard time finding a good way of showing you this without all the reflections. So yeah, this Ace of Wands is actually really, really pretty. I love that one. So yeah, but that's that one. You can see the whole full walkthrough of it on my channel once I have finally managed to edit the video, which I'm hoping to be able to do today. All right, next up, I'm going to show you the Heart Align Affirmations Oracle by Kimberly M. Tsan. She's the same creator that makes the Way of the Panda Tarot. And this is a deck that I have wanted for such a long time. It's got this really sweet pastel color palette. It's got these amazing rainbow holographic like details. There we go. It's picking it up there. And yeah, it's so pretty. It's so well done. And the front of the cards has this little spot gloss like rainbow heart. It's not the camera is not picking it up too well. Oh, there we go. And you can it's the tactile feel of it when you're reading the little statements as well. And I just find so much comfort in this deck. I really love it so much. I've wanted it for so long, like I said, and I'm so excited to finally have it. So pretty. I'm going to go quite fast here because I don't want to take up all of your time with this. But anyway, the next one I wanted to show you, I have already posted a first impressions video of, and that is the Creative Consciousness Healing Oracle. I've already modded this one a little bit. This deck is the sweetest. I love it so much. But you can see here that the deck has been this big, and I've cut off a good chunk here because there was a lot of space underneath the number here that was just blank space, really. And the cards were a bit difficult for me to shuffle, so I ended up cutting off a bit of that bottom part. Now, they are still a bit big. To try to show you, this is a standard size low scarabeo tarot card, and it's still quite a lot taller, which makes it difficult for my hands to handle. But since the deck isn't that thick, it does even itself out a little bit. I have been considering taking some more off the top here and maybe a little off the sides just to make them a bit easier for me to handle. But at the moment I'm actually quite happy with the size. I think I'm not 100% sure yet, so I haven't edged it yet. I'm going to edge it later when I've figured out if I'm keeping it this size or not, and I'm going to edge it in a soft lavender, I think. But anyway, this deck is super cute. It's also very, very healing. The title of the deck, the Creative Consciousness Healing, is spot on. I just really love the artwork, the softness, the kindness, and also the quirkiness. Like there is a different approach with this deck than I'm used to having from these healing decks, and it's also it puts a spin on things and gets you to think about things in from a different perspective, which I really appreciate. That's kind of exactly what I want from a deck like this. So I am super excited about having this in my collection, and I'm really looking forward to working with it in the future. And also it's just really gosh darn cute. So that was the Creative Consciousness Healing Oracle by Johanna Wright. That's her name there. The next deck I want to show you is the deck of mushrooms. Now, I've wanted a mushroom deck for quite a while. There have been quite a lot of different ones coming out recently on the market. We have the, what is it called? The Midnight something tarot. And we've got the Spirit Mushroom Oracle, and they're all really pretty, but I'm not sure why I didn't go for any one of those. Instead, I've gone for an illustrated introduction to fascinating fungi, which is not actually an oracle deck at all. It is it's basically just a kind of like a guide book in card form to different mushrooms. So we have 52 beautiful cards to guide you through this fascinating world. So there's no divination aspect to this deck. There is no keywords or anything like that. Essentially what it is we get a beautiful illustration of the mushroom. We get the name of the mushroom, the Latin name or the scientific name of the mushroom. And then on the back, we get all kinds of information. We have if it's edible or not, what kind of mushroom family it belongs to, a little quote here about the mushroom where it says these large delicious orange mushrooms that bruise green are a forager's favorite, and then it has a little description of the appearance, the growth, and the uses of the mushroom, which I just think it's really it's illuminating and educational. and I kind of like having this deck because I could essentially just read all of this and kind of get a sense of what the keyword could be for this, or like if I wanted to use it as a divinational deck. I also just kind of wanted it for the information because I think mushrooms are really intriguing, and I wanted to have a resource in card form just because I really love cards. So let's have a little flip here of this deck as well. I also really love just seeing the pictures and learning the names, Sambian Slender Caesar. That's a really funny name as well, These large prominent mushrooms are a prized food source in Central Africa, which is, cool. So yeah, and this card as well, the card stock is very, it feels very soft and organic, and it doesn't have any plastic coating on it or anything like that. And yeah, I just think it's really pretty. So that's that one. I think I might eventually maybe go through it and make my own keywords. Just kind of write on the back here or somewhere a little keyword to go with each mushroom. That's also something that could be a potential for this deck. Oh. Oh yeah, and here on the back as well we have an mushroom anatomy card and a little glossary as well, which I think is really useful. So this is The Deck of Mushrooms, simply by Dr. Sapphire McMullen Fisher. There we go. The next deck I want to show you is a deck I've been umming and awing about for so long, and it's the Stolen Child Tarot by Monica L. Knighton. I have been thinking about this deck for a long time, and then my friend Krista got it, and I just told myself and her as well that these cards just creep me out, that I don't like them. But the more I've seen Krista use it, the more I've just kind of gotten intrigued, and my perception of this deck has slowly but steadily changed throughout, well, like with time, and I eventually just said to myself, you know what, you've been intrigued by this deck for so long now, just take the plunge and try it out. It's got the most gorgeous linen cardstock ever, and the backs are just so pretty. I love it. I have not done a first impressions walkthrough of this yet, and I haven't shuffled it, I haven't played with it at all yet. I haven't felt like it's been the time, so I'm just gonna do flip through a couple of cards here. Now, I have seen a lot of this deck before, so it wouldn't be a proper first impressions, I suppose, anyway. And I'm not sure if I'm going to make one or not. If you are interested in a first impressions walkthrough, or a walkthrough at all of this deck, then just let me know and I'll do one. But yeah, I just really love the art style. I have a weak spot for watercolor decks, and I was just so intrigued by the different perspective that this deck offers. I was really intrigued by the way that, like, what they've chosen to illustrate these cards, and I mean, it's taking place in the woodland, and we have like fake creatures and animals, and I just, it's a really magical deck, really. And I can't wait to get into the guidebook, which I don't actually have here. The guidebook is digital, and I haven't printed it out yet, which I should do, just to have it nearby. But yeah, very, very pretty deck, and can't wait to actually start working with it. So that was the Stolen Child Tarot, and now I kind of want to walk through the whole deck. I've had it like hidden away for a while now, just because I haven't had the time or the chance to get to know it properly yet. There's also these two extra cards that are really pretty. Yeah. Alright, so that was the Stolen Child Tarot. Next up is a bit of a different one that I haven't actually seen anybody else use before, and it's this tiny little animal, like totem animal deck, and it comes included in this Celtic totem animal book by John Matthews. It comes included as like these pages in the back that you rip out, and then you can cut them to size. And I used my guillotine cutter to make them into this tiny little cute little deck, and it's just got all these very cute. I mean, I like it because of the size, but also look at these backs. Love it. The illustrations are just like this dark teal on white, but I don't know, there's just something about them that makes me feel like, I mean, they're symbolic. They're symbolic. They're not supposed to look, you know, real. But it's just, I don't know. I just think they're really pretty. I think they're so pretty. Look at that bear. They're so pretty. And the first card I pulled from it was actually the Swan card, which I have up on my altar. I'll show it to you once I get through these. So it's only got, hang on, is it 33 cards? No, 20 cards. So it's only got 20 cards. This is the Swan card that I'm working with at the moment. But I mean, I got it partly because of the cards, but mostly for the book. Because the book has a lot of stories and how to work with animal spirits and totems, and just a bunch of information that I have no clue about yet. And I just felt like it feels like it felt like it could be a good resource. The judge is out on that still, though. I haven't started reading this much yet. I've just each card has a little write-up, but the write-up part of this book is just a tiny portion of the book. Like, that's the write-ups. The rest of the book has a bunch of different other information here. So yeah, really excited about this little purchase. Next up, I'm going to show you the Witch's Garden, Tarot of the Witch's Garden. I have filmed the first impressions of this. I am currently editing it. I was hoping to have it out by now, but, you know, life gets in the way. This deck is a pre-order. I pre-ordered it ages ago, but because they released it much later here in Europe, it's arrived a lot later for me than for everybody else, and then it also sat and waited at my friend's place for a while before it got shipped here. So, but here we are. This deck is absolutely gorgeous. I really love the art style. I do have a couple of feelings about the mixture of styles in this deck. I kind of feel like most of these cards go really well together. You know, I love all of that. But then we have these really cute little fairy creature scenarios, which I really just wish was an entire deck like this on its own, and that this part of the deck was a separate deck. You know, like, this is a really pretty deck. Like, I really appreciate this part of the deck as well. But for some reason, all of these little fairy cards just make me wish, like this one, it just makes me wish that there was an entire deck just focused on this fae part of the world. And I just think, in my opinion, there is not enough of these illustrations. They're so pretty. These are also gorgeous, don't get me wrong. I just feel like they don't belong in the same deck. And that's just my personal opinion. They're really pretty, and obviously the art style goes really, really well together. But for some reason, it just trips me up when I go through this deck, and I haven't encountered both of them ending up in the same reading yet. But when I first followed the creation of this, or I followed the creation of this deck on Natasha Eilinsik's Instagram for years, I've followed her for years, and then I've followed the progress of this deck since she started posting about it. And when I first saw, I think the first one I saw was actually that little fae girl that I was just talking about, this one. And I just thought to myself, this deck is going to be perfect. This is going to be the absolute like the deck that finishes it for me. I'm not gonna need any other deck after this. But then it's not just this world, and it's not just this world. You know, these ones, yes, they belong in the same deck. Absolutely, I love them to bits. It's so pretty, but for some reason it just clashes with this world for me. I don't know. Do you agree, or do you think I'm being silly? Like, these 3 cards, I want them to be its own, in like, do you understand what I mean? I want the rest of the deck to be in this world with the fairies, with the fae people, with the little people. I just don't see it being part of this beautiful tall people club. I don't know. I don't know. It's just yeah. This one is fine. That one can go there. But like, yeah. Do you see what I mean? So even though I'm really in love with the artwork, I'm so in love with the artwork. Like, this star is gorgeous. This King of Cups is absolutely amazing. I absolutely adore the Hierophant. I just wish that these illustration style, like these themes, would be 2 different decks, and then I'd be happy. But that's just me being overly critical, and I can get over it. I'm sure I will get over it once I start reading properly with this deck. It's just the first impressions that I had of this deck, really. So that was the Tarot of the Witch's Garden. Backs are absolutely gorgeous. But yeah. Alright, next up is a deck that I have had for a while now, but I don't actually think I've shown it in any of my videos. This is a lovely bag that I bought from Krista. I might actually have shown this deck, but either way, it is a 1909 replica copy of the Rider-Waite-Smith, the Roses and Lily 1909 edition, the first printing of this deck. And I bought this from Make Playing Cards, from Conrad Stein's shop on Make Playing Cards. I'm really enjoying this version of the Rider-Waite-Smith. It's really like, the colors are really like calm and faded, and you can see the dirt on the original cards that have been photographed or scanned for this. It's a little bit, it's not blurry by any means. It's just, you know, it's got a softness to it that I'm really loving. And I edged it in antique linen by, it's like one of these stamp pads, the distressed ink stamp pads, and I just think it goes so well with the edges of the deck. With looks like old paper, and yeah, really enjoying this deck right now. And when I'm reading, when I want just a Rider-Waite-Smith traditional deck, this is the one I pick up every time. It's really my go-to at the moment. So that was that one. The next one I'm going to show you is the vintage version of the Feel Your Chakras Oracle by my good friend Andy Taylor. She made this a while ago. She's recently had her Kickstarter of a different version of the Feel Your Chakras. I just saw that she had this this vintage version for a little while, and we talked about, you know, doing a little trade. So I'm going to send her a little bag for this, and And this one came with my previous little book haul, or my little parcel that Krista sent me. So basically this is the Feel Your Chakras Oracle, but with a vintagey granny twist, and I'm loving it so much. It goes so well with so many of my decks because I've got these vintage photograph decks, and it's just really, I love it so much. I think this one is actually handmade by Andy. She's printed it herself at home, I believe, and she has painstakingly cut each card herself. I do think that's how she made this one. And yeah, I'm just so in love with this deck. I think it also means quite a lot, you know. It feels very special, being made by a friend and then hand cut and everything. I treasure this deck so much. And it feels like it almost feels like I'm talking to Andy when I'm using the deck. It's really nice. And then it came in this beautiful, cute little bag that I think just goes perfectly with this deck. So that's the Feel Your Chakras Oracle by Andy Taylor, the vintage edition. Next up, I'm going to show you a deck that I never thought I would get, and that's the Wild Unknown Archetypes by Kim Krantz. I don't know, you guys, I don't know what happened. I have the Wild Unknown Tarot, and I haven't given up on it yet, but I've famously had difficulties with this deck. And then all of a sudden I just felt like I want to try this archetype deck. I feel so drawn to it. I really love the colors and the way this is done with the like collage and the ink drawings and the watercolors. It just really feels really special to me. I haven't had a chance to use it much yet, but it just intrigues me to no end, and I'm really excited to learn how to use this deck. I've only pulled a couple of cards from it yet, but it's just, I don't know, there's something that just feels so magical about this deck. It's a bit too big for me to shuffle, or rather I have another round deck that's about this. Actually, it might be a bit bigger than this, but the cardstock with that one is much more flexible and the deck isn't as thick, so I can actually riffle shuffle that deck, but this one I can't, and it just hurts my hands too much. But I really like the roundness of it, so I'm not sure what to do, if I should try and cut the border off by hand. I'm not sure if I'm if I'm honestly good enough to do that, to be honest. I'm much more comfortable using my guillotine than cutting by hand. But yeah, it's such a pretty deck, and I am actually quite excited to have it, even though it's still not had much use. Its day will come, I feel. So that's the Wild Unknown Archetypes by Kim Krantz. The next round deck I'm going to show you is the Cantigi Oracle, or Cantigi, I don't know. I can't remember if I've shown you this deck before. I've had it for quite a while, but I haven't done a walkthrough. I haven't talked about it, I think, in any wrap-up video either, so that's why I've included it here. I can't, if I have done, I apologize, but I can't remember. So what, like I was saying, this one I think is actually a bit larger in size than the archetypes deck, but for some reason the cardstock here is bendable enough and the deck is thin enough for me to actually riffle this. And this deck is absolutely, I can't explain how cool this deck is. I'm trying to find on the box here how many cards there are in this deck, but I can't. So let's just have a look here. There's 52, so it's not a little deck either. But I can, like, let's see if I can actually demonstrate this now. But because of it, just I can still riffle it, and I find that really, really satisfying. The backs are absolutely gorgeous. I love that. And I really, really love, like I said before, watercolor is just a thing for me. And even though it doesn't have keywords per se, the titles are very evocative on their own. Like the self-tending fire, you are a multitude, in the tunnels of our ancestors, the dark solstice sun, wingless you fall into the sea. I mean, oh, come on. And then the guidebook is absolutely insane. You get so much for each card. Look here, we have a charmed leaf. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full pages of writing for each card. Well, not for each card, maybe, but hang on, here's the number 15. Your pinky finger turns into a bird. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so 5 on that one. But 5 to 6 pages for each card. That is insane. And the writing in this book is just so deep and full of perception, and like you just feel blown away when you read the guidebook, to be honest. And I'm so happy to have this deck in my life. It's yeah, thorn in the paw. Yeah, so yeah, it's a deck full of life lessons, and I'm really, really happy to have it. So that's the Cantigi Oracle. An ecological, spiritual guide and creative prompt deck. So there you go. Next up is a deck that I've received as a gift from Krista, and I wasn't prepared for it at all. I have never actually really, well, I've seen it around, but I've never really considered getting it. But I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to have received it. It's given me some really soft, gentle encouragement, which is exactly what this deck is for, you know. It's got these humongous cards. Just look at that. It's about the size. It's almost the size as my Switch. It's got really, really big cards, and the backs are very kind of cute, like middle school. I don't know. It's really fun, and it's just got these really cute animals and really supportive, comforting sayings on them. You are strong, you are resilient, you will defeat this. A bad day doesn't mean a bad life. Tomorrow will be different. And this like pink sky cat. I mean, come on. You are not a burden. We are lucky to have you. So pretty. Oh, this one. Let's just deal with today. You can deal with tomorrow. No beating yourself up anymore. It doesn't help and you don't deserve it. It's just so... Sometimes you just need to hear these things, and if you don't have anybody in your life that can offer you these reassurances, this deck, you know, guys, this deck is just... Yeah. it's just so sweet, and I'm so grateful to my friend for sending this my way. And it also feels extra special that this deck helped her at some point, and now it's helping me. And once I'm done with it, maybe I will, you know, pay it forward and give it to somebody who might need it as well. So, and I really love that, the thought of that, you know. All right, the next deck I'm going to show you is actually a deck mixed with a deck that I've had a long time, and that is the Soul Cards mega deck. So I've had the Soul Cards one with the blue backs for years and years and years. I finally got around, like the Soul Cards 2 has been on my wish list for years, but something else has always, you know, been picked over it for some reason, and I don't know why. I am so incredibly happy to finally have the Soul Cards 2 in my life. So long story short, I've trimmed this deck. I've trimmed it from both the sides and the tops and the bottoms to just make it a bit more easier for my hands to handle when it's this thick, you guys. I have actually considered taking some of the cards out just because it's just so thick right now. I've been thinking about going through it and maybe picking out 78 cards and like making a tarot deck out of it. I've also considered just going through it and taking out the cards that kind of feel similar to me. But then I also feel like, oh, but they could read so differently from situation to situation, so I don't really want to separate them. And then I've also had the thought of maybe I should just have them separately, Soul Cards 1 and Soul Cards 2, and then I'll pull one card from each, or maybe just choose which one I'm going to work with in that specific moment. I don't know, but I'm loving this artwork so much. I have loved it for years, but for some reason it hasn't really helped me much before. Now though, there's some, like, it's like something has clicked for me and I'm suddenly understanding this deck, you know. It's really weird. I don't know what it is, but it's like each card is just speaking to me now, which just it didn't do before. So that just goes to show that if there is a deck, that's also why I have such a hard time moving decks along, because there might be a deck that I'm genuinely really excited to get in, and then I don't connect with it, or I can't read with it, and then it's just a matter of time, you know. It's a matter of letting that deck grow in your mind, or maybe waiting for yourself, your inner growth to happen, because at this moment in time this deck is really speaking volumes to me, and it's just hasn't done that before, and I never thought that it would, but here we are, you know. So oh gosh, it's just, this deck gives me chills, like literal chills. So this is the Soul Cards 1 and 2 mega deck that I can't shuffle. So and I really just want it to be all worn in and slippery, like, because at the moment the glossiness of the cards is really annoying to me. Like, they stick together even when I'm overhand shuffling. I have to keep them at like a weird angle so that I can grip it and pull it off, because they're just not sliding very well. And yeah, I'm hoping that the more I shuffle, the more it's gonna work. But yeah, it's humongous. It doesn't have a bag yet, but I love it. Yeah. The next deck I want to show you, I have also recently posted a walkthrough of, and that's the Eyebow Tarot. So this one I bought secondhand from a lady in Sweden. And I'm just going to show you quickly because, like I said, I have a full walkthrough of this. But the backs are like this bright yellow, and it's just these the cutest little dogs in an RWS setting, and I love it. I love it so much. It's it gives me joy, and it's perfect for those readings when you just kind of need a bit of a gentler touch or something that doesn't feel too serious, you know. Even though it does deliver you the serious messages as well, it's still just, you know, it does it with cute dogs, you know, which I just really, really appreciate. Even the Ten of Swords here, you look at it and you think, oh no, but when you really look at it, the swords, there's no blood. The swords don't look like they're actually piercing the dog. It looks like he's lying down in front of them, playing dead, you know, or at least that's how I choose to see it, because I don't want to see it any other way. But yeah, super duper cute. I love this magician so much. We had a dog that was similar to this when I was little, or my granddad did, and I just love him so much. All right. So that was the Eyebow Tarot, and at the same time that I got this, I also bought from the same lady secondhand the Lapin Tarot. So this, those of you who have been with me since I started my channel will know that I had a deck of this tarot that actually turned out to be a fake. When I bought it, they charged a, you know, decent amount for it. It arrived and I was like, I didn't realize it was this small. And then after a little while, I realized, oh my goodness, it's a counterfeit. And I haven't been able to use it at all for readings. I just can't. I haven't felt comfortable with it, even though it's really cute and small, and I've made it its own pouch and everything. I couldn't get past the fact that even if it was an accidental purchase, it was a counterfeit. It just made me feel so bad. So now I'm really excited to finally have a legitimate copy of this. It even has a certificate of authenticity, and all the extra cards are there. And yeah, it's such a cute little deck with all these little bunnies, and I love the illustration style. It's the same artist that did the Eyebow Tarot and the Stray Cat Tarot, and yeah, it's just a Rider-Waite-Smith but with bunnies, and some of them are just so cute, so funny as well. I love this Hermit card. It's yeah, I just can't say enough good things, really. I'm not particularly a bunny person either, but for some reason this one just really has this, I just get this feeling when I use this, like I love this sun card. So yeah, I am planning on doing a comparison video with this one and the fake one, just so that you can so I can show you what it looks like the differences, and also so that people will be able to differentiate if they are interested. So yeah, that's the Lapin Tarot, and that's the creator, actually. I think the creator's name. All right, we are nearing the end soon. Next one I want to show you is the Cottage Witch Oracle by my lovely friend Krista. She sent me her original quite a while ago, But then she's also continued to gift me the expansions. So now I've got this thick, luscious, like mega deck of hers. I'm so in love. I love this so much. It's just gotten a little bit too thick for me to handle comfortably, but I still love it to bits. I have already unfortunately shuffled this, so I can't remember which ones were from the latest update now, or the latest expansion, I mean. But I'm just going to flip through this a little bit so that you can see it in all its glory. Oh, so funny! Morning glory in all its glory. I'm sorry, I'm gonna show myself out now. Either way, I love this gnome card. Love the turtle card. I love every card in this deck. Let's be honest. It's just. It feels like me in a deck, even though it's Krista in a deck. It's so funny. But it's kind of. It feels like. If I had a say in what kind of oracle deck I wanted to have, this would kind of be it. I just love it so much. I love it so much, and I think also it feels so special when a friend has made something, and you can hold their creation, their like inspiration, and their like imagination in your hands, you know. It's very, very special feeling, and it makes this deck so much more precious as well. But yeah, love everything about it. Love it to bits. Love the cardstock. Love the illustrations. Love the keywords. It's just love it so much. Okay, we do have, oh yeah, this one as well. I think this is the last one actually. So I got a deck called the Tarot of Transformation. Now I know that this one might have been no, actually we have two more after this. Sorry, I'm not letting you off yet. So this is the Tarot Transformation by Willow Arlenea and Jasmine Lee Corey, I think. And this deck, I think, was mass market at some point, but I had to actually look for this deck and buy it from their website called Tarot of Transformation, I believe. I was just so intrigued by this artwork, and I've heard good things about the guidebook. I haven't actually used this deck much yet. It seems quite different from other, like a different setup. The keywords or the key phrases seem a bit different as well from how from the associations that I've seen. The artwork is absolutely gorgeous. I am a little bit concerned that I feel some of the artwork feels a bit blurry. But, and I also feel like the cards are rather large. I would really love to be able to trim this deck, but there is no leeway to actually trim this deck unless I want to actually cut away the key phrases, which since I haven't, and also this kind of stuff bothers me a bit when we have suddenly big change in the sizes of the artwork, because if I were to trim this, I would have to trim it so that this card will always have a bunch of frame around it. Do you see what I mean? So yeah, I'm thinking I'm not going to be able to trim this at all, and I'm just going to have to live with it. But it's super duper pretty. I haven't gotten into the guidebook yet, so I don't have much to say other than commenting on the artwork. But yeah, I know that I think that Lisa Pepes actually had this deck, and she said it really helped her for a time. But I think she's actually moved it on now, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw it in one of her declutter videos. Either way, very, very excited to get to know this deck as well. And then there were two more. The next deck I'm going to show you is this little guy. I bought it off of Etsy quite a while ago now, but I haven't actually mentioned it, I don't think. It's the Inner Compass Oracle. If I have mentioned it again, I'm sorry. I don't keep track of these things, even though maybe I should. So this is the Inner Compass Oracle by Heather Hops. I think you pronounce it Hops. I'm not sure. These are the backs. It's really tiny and cute, and I love it. And it's this kind of collage oracle deck, and I really love how the little keywords are incorporated into the artwork. The artist, intuition, community, change, trust yourself, wish. So it's very cute, and I know it's been around for quite a while and such, but I never got around to getting it, and it's been on my Etsy wishlist for ages, and suddenly one day I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna get the Inner Compass like right now. And I'm so happy I have, because it's just, I really love this collage style as well. It's really, it just feels so, I don't know, close and cute and honest somehow. I don't know. It's just, I really, really like it. And this one actually has me looking at the uncommon tarot as well as the Rosebud tarot. I've been wanting those. Have been on my wish list for ages, and I just haven't pulled the clicked the buy button yet. But yeah, love this little deck. It's super precious, and I really like it. Also, this box is really nice. I really like the box. So, last but not least is the Thistle Down Oracle. This one arrived a couple of days ago. I did a first impressions walkthrough of it already, so you guys know that I love it. I knew that I loved it before it even arrived. These are the backs. But I love this deck so much. I love it so much. Look at the hedgehog. Just look at him. I adore this deck so much. It's so sweet and comforting and calming, and yeah, adore it so much. I left this one for last because I know there are people out there who don't want to be spoiled. So I'm going to put up a big spoiler warning before I start, flipping through this, so that people can have a chance to just click off this video right at the end if they don't want to be spoiled before their parcel comes. So yeah. This is just, it's so pretty. I love it so much. Adam Ohlers, really, I love his artwork so much. And I cannot wait for their next tarot, the Heartwood. It looks amazing. It's gonna be amazing. So yeah, that was the Thistle Down. And if you want to see the full first impressions walkthrough, you can just click onto my other videos and find it on my channel. So I think that was it, you guys. I hope that was it. That was quite a lot. I feel like I've forgotten a deck, and I probably have, because there has been quite a lot coming in lately, and my head has been everywhere else but tarot. But that's how it goes when you pre-order things, or buy things off of Kickstarter, or buy things that doesn't arrive until months later. You have time to completely just forget what you've ordered, and then when they arrive you feel really overwhelmed. So, but yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you are well. Please take care of yourselves, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.